Welcome to the Arctic by Honor Head. Welcome to the Arctic. The Arctic is one of the coldest places on Earth. Brr. It is made up of a large ocean surrounded by flat, treeless land called tundra. This icy habitat is home to polar bears, whales, birds, insects, and plants. The Arctic tundra has many different ecosystems. An ecosystem includes all the living things in an area. It also includes non living things such as the sea, ice, snow, and sun. Everything in an ecosystem has its own part to play. The Arctic Ocean is so cold that part of its surface is always frozen. Sometimes in winter, this vast floating island of thick ice spreads and joins up with the land. Arctic Ocean, snow covered tundra. The Arctic is in the most northern part of the world. Let's find out what happens in this habitat. Welcome to the Arctic. Life in the freezing ocean. The Arctic Ocean may be icy, but it's filled with life. Seals dive down below the floating ice to hunt. They use their flippers to twist and turn as they chase squid and fish. We have a seal, ice floating on the ocean surface, frozen ocean, breathing hole. Seals use their claws or teeth to make breathing holes in the ice where they can come up for air. Walruses use their sensitive whiskers to feel for clams, mussels, and other prey on the ocean floor. Walruses have two extra long teeth called tusks. They use their tusks to pull themselves up onto ice floes when they want to rest. There's the tusk, the ice floe, whiskers, and this is the walrus who is hunting for seals on the frozen ocean. Frozen winter. The Arctic winter starts in November. Polar bears hunt for seals on the frozen ocean. When a polar bear finds a seal's breathing hole, it waits very still by the hole. When the seal comes up for air, the polar bear grabs it. We have the seal and the breathing hole. A hungry Arctic fox follows its big, fierce neighbor. Once the bear has finished feeding, the little fox will eat the leftovers. There's the Arctic fox. During the Arctic winter, there are fierce blizzards of freezing, icy snow. The temperature falls to negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The tundra is frozen and no plants grow. Who is sleeping under the snow? A den in the snow. In autumn, a pregnant female polar bear digs a den in the snow. Then she climbs inside and goes to sleep. Shh, shh. Snow covers the entrance to the den. The polar bear is safe and warm inside. During the winter, the polar bear gives birth to tiny twin cubs. There's the polar bear inside her den. The baby bears drink milk from their mother's body. Newborn polar bear cubs are the size of a guinea pig. They have no teeth and they cannot see. There's the polar bear cub. What happens when spring sunshine warms up the tundra? The big melt. When spring comes, the warm sun starts to melt the snow and ice. The water makes small ponds, lakes, and soggy marshes on the tundra. There's the oxen and the mosquito. Mosquitoes lay their eggs in the ponds and marshes. The mosquitoes feed on the blood of polar bears. Ooh. Musk oxen, reindeer, and other animals. Ouch. Small, low growing plants such as moss, grasses, heather, and Arctic willow grow. The plants, leaves, flowers, fruits, and seeds are food for Arctic animals. There's a lemming eating flowers, and an Arctic ground squirrel getting seeds. Which furry little insect is waking up now that spring has arrived? Small wonders. In early spring, a woolly bear caterpillar wakes up from hibernation. There's the woolly bear caterpillar warming up on a sunny rock. As the caterpillar sleeps through the long winter, it actually freezes solid. Special chemicals in its body allow the caterpillar to freeze but not die. Once the spring sunshine warms its body, the caterpillar defrosts and becomes active. The caterpillar does this for up to 14 years until it is ready to change into a moth. Once it's a moth, the insect only lives for a few days, just long enough to mate and lay eggs. The caterpillar feeds on the new leaves of Arctic willow plants. It eats for about 3 weeks. Then it goes back into hibernation for another year. Shh. Shh. There's the Arctic willow. Who has babies to feed on the tundra? Let's find out. Babies on the tundra. An Arctic fox is hunting for birds, lemmings, and other small animals on the tundra. She brings this food to her pups. This is a pup eating a bird. An Arctic fox's fur color is good camouflage that helps it hide from predators such as polar bears and wolves. In winter, the fox's fur is white like snow. In the spring, the fox grows a brownish gray coat. The Arctic fox pups play, fight to learn how to hunt and protect themselves. In the spring, a pair of snowy owls digs a shallow nest on the tundra. The parent owls catch lemmings and mice to feed their chicks. There's the snowy owl and the chicks. And then there are the fox pups. They're playing. Which baby animals must make a long, dangerous journey? Babies on the ice. The polar bear cubs are now old enough to leave their den. The mother bear is hungry because she hasn't eaten for many months. The family must make a long walk to the sea to find seals to eat. In some parts of the Arctic, It is icy and snowy even in spring and summer. The mother bear must keep watch for male polar bears or wolves that might attack and eat her cubs. Oh no. Harp seals give birth to their babies on the sea ice. The seal pups have white coats to help them stay hidden from hungry polar bears. Roar. Here's the mother seal and the harp seal pup. Here's the polar bear and her cubs. What animals are fishing in the icy ocean? Fishing or fish feast. The Arctic coastline is a good place for seabirds to raise their chicks. The ocean is teeming with fish, so there's plenty of food to feed the baby birds. Kittiwakes build their nests from plants and seaweed stuck together with mud. There's the kittiwake and the chick. Kittiwakes and puffins make their nests on steep cliffs. It's difficult for predators such as Arctic foxes to steal the eggs and chicks. Ooh, look at that puffin. A male puffin uses his beak and feet to dig a burrow in the ground. His partner lays a single egg inside. Puffins dive into the ocean to catch small fish called sand eels to feed their chicks. Here are the puffins on the cliff, and here's the burrow, which is like a hole in the ground. Here's the puffin, and ooh, look at those sand eels. What giant animals are feeding in the Arctic Ocean? Whale watch. Huge humpback whales glide through the Arctic Ocean. To catch food, a humpback whale dives down into the water. As it swims back up to the surface, it opens its mouth wide. It takes a mouthful of water and food. The whale closes its mouth and squeezes the water out through its baleen plates. The humpback now has a mouthful of tasty food. Mmm. Here's the humpback whale, and that's his tongue, and his open mouth, and the baleen plates. And here's the krill. Humpback whales feast on tiny animals such as krill and fish, such as herring and mackerel, which hungry ocean animals are hunting as a team. On the hunt. Families of orcas or killer whales live and hunt in the Arctic Ocean. Orcas have a clever way of catching seals called seal washing. A group of orcas spots a seal resting on an ice floe. There's an orca looking for a seal, and there's the seal. The orcas form a line and swim fast toward the ice floe. Their underwater charge creates two big waves. The first wave tips up the ice floe, and the second wave washes the seal into the sea. Here's the um, orcas creating a wave. When hunting orcas, and they send clicking and calling noises to one another. The noises tell each member of the team what is happening and what to do. Why are huge herds of reindeer heading to the tundra? A great migration. Thousands of caribou or reindeer spend the winter in the forest at the edge of the tundra. In summer, they migrate to the tundra to feed on plants. Herds of migrating caribou can stretch for more than 185 miles. They follow trails that have been used for hundreds of years. There's a herd of the migrating caribou. Look at them all. As they migrate, the female caribou can give birth to their calves. By the end of its first day, a caribou calf can run faster than a human. This is a 1 day old calf, a 4 month old calf, caribou feeding on the tundra. And there's a wolf. The little calf must be able to run from wolves that follow the caribou herds. Why is the air growing much colder? Oh no, winter returns. Spring, summer, and autumn are short in the Arctic. Soon it grows much colder and heavy snow falls. The polar bear cubs are learning how to hunt seals. There's the mother bear and a 9 month old cub. A lemming stays warm in its burrow under the snow. Oh, look, he looks warm and toasty in there. A hungry Arctic fox goes hunting. When it hears a lemming under the snow, it dives in to catch its meal. In winter, there's not much food around. Arctic foxes feed on the remains of dead animals. They even eat polar bear poop. Oh no! If they find some. Look! There's the Arctic fox hunting. Icy winds and blizzards blast the tundra. Winter has returned to the Arctic. This is an Arctic food web. A food web shows who eats who in a habitat. The food web shows the connection between some of the living things in the Arctic. We have the seal, the polar bear, snowy owl, lemming, plants, krill, fish, and Arctic fox. The end.